Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for about an hour and a half, somewhere around in there. Somewhere around in there. I'll be getting out of here at about 5 o'clock today. Got some stuff to do. Um, and I'm not going to let y'all hold me. Y'all always hold me over. I think I was like 45 minutes late on Friday. Always holding me over. I can't let y'all manipulate me like that. No, I wasn't y'all. It was me. I just get to rambling and don't know how to shut up. Come on in, say hi to your boy. I always hated that expression. Say hi to me. I'm not no boy. Not no boy. Say hi to me. Come on in. Uh, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. We got who we got in here? Robert. Robert, good afternoon. We got SOT Soldier. Say what up? What up? Sean Nutter in the house. What's up, Sean? Checking in from Atlanta, ATL. We got Anthony. Anthony in the house. Good afternoon, Anthony. How you doing? We got Karen. Karen coming in. Hold on, let me put on the chat overlay so y'all can see him come in as I see him come in, because y'all know I fall behind. We got Daryl. Daryl in the house. Good afternoon. He checking in from Las Vegas Airport on our way home. That's an interesting little airport. You can get your gambling on at the airport. We got Olympia checking in from Westchester. All right. Good afternoon, Olympia. I don't know if I said good afternoon to Daryl, but good afternoon, Daryl. Andrea in the house. Good afternoon, E-Man from the home office in Gulf Manor. All right, Gulf Manor in the house. We got Janice. Janice, you kept your word. You're here. Always keep my word. Except for the few times that I don't. I always keep my word. Don't be surprised. Don't act surprised, Janice. Good afternoon, Janice. We got Terry. Terry in the house. Good afternoon from downtown. We got downtown checking in. All right. We got Sabrina. Sabrina in the house from Kentucky. From Kentucky. Daryl says, yeah, you can. And I've been tempted to play a few slots. I don't understand slots. I mean, I understand them. To me, slots is just like a scratch off. They gonna let you win if they want you to win. You know what I'm saying? It's not like roulette or something like that where, you know what I'm saying, you got a real good chance, whatever. They gonna let you win when they want you to win. They done already determined that. We got Tria. Tria in the house. Hey, King and friends, Columbia Township. Good afternoon, Tria. How you doing? We got Butler. Butler Brown. Cartersville, Georgia. Good afternoon, Butler. Pamela. Pamela in the house. Good afternoon. Checking in from North Avondale, where the rich people dwell. All right. North Avondale in the house. Daryl says they are like scratch offs. Yeah. But I know people who make money, you know. When I say make money, I mean they go and they gamble and, you know, they come out a little ahead on that. So whatever it is, you like to have fun doing it, do it. You ain't hurting nobody. I say go for it. Go for it. Carolyn in the house. Carolyn, good afternoon from East Walnut Hills. So I done seen East Walnut Hills, West Walnut Hills, and just regular Walnut Hills. Is there a North and a South Walnut Hills? So Walnut Hills is just the part that's right there in the middle. But good afternoon, Carolyn. We got Regina. Regina in the house, checking in from Madisonville. Madisonville. You know, I never spent much time at all in Madisonville. Like growing up, I never went to Madisonville, like ever, not even once. It wasn't from don't go to Madisonville. Since I had no business, there was no reason for me to go to Madisonville. There was nothing in Madisonville that I, wanted to do. I didn't know anybody over there. So I didn't start going to Madisonville till probably about 5 years ago. I was like, oh, this is okay. It's Madisonville. But good afternoon, Regina. Kenneth in the house. Good afternoon. Great day, powerful people from the West Side. And great day to you too, sir. We got Brenda. Brenda checking us out from Fairfield. Good afternoon, Brenda. Good afternoon. We got Jeannie. Jeannie, good afternoon, Emanuel and everyone. Uh, Went to see they cloned Tyrone this weekend. Okay. How was it? I didn't hear about it until I think Saturday. I saw some write up about it. And I don't even know what it's about. I thought it was something that was on Netflix or something. Got Sierra in the house checking in from Boston. Good afternoon, Sierra. I don't know if I said good afternoon to you, Jeannie, but good afternoon. All right. Let me see. I'm running late, so let me go ahead and get into it. But let me start with this. Um, Hold on, let me put the name back up. Gotta put the name back up. Where's the name? There it is. Let me start with this. Wyatt. Randall Wyatt. I'm calling you out. You know, I don't get much chance to listen as we're getting ready, gearing back up for Gospel Superfest this September in Jacksonville, Florida. So we're gearing back up for that. So things are starting to get a lot busier. So don't be surprised if a few days I'm not here. Things are starting to get a lot busier. So I don't get much chance to I heard like the first 15 minutes of Lincoln's show, and then I got busy. And then I didn't even get an opportunity to like turn my phone back on where I could actually do something non-productive on it until I want to say it was like 1:30, maybe even 2 o'clock. But I don't remember the time. And I of course I'm gonna check out Wyatt because I like his show. And I turn on and I hear what's his name? Drop 92 or whatever. I hear him, name checking me, as I've heard people call it. And I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like I just tuned in and all I hear is, Emanuel, whatever. And I'm like, damn, what in the world? Like, I want to change the conversation, but I'm calling Wyatt out. So I tune in, I hear that, and I hear that whole conversation. And then when he hangs up, Wyatt says, I don't think that, anybody attacked Emanuel. He says, I know I didn't attack Emanuel. And I say this, Wyatt. It don't matter if you attack me, bro. It don't matter if you attack me. As long as you ain't, which I don't ever foresee this happening. You ain't attacking, like, what I'm saying? You ain't coming for my mama, my family, and, some horrible personal attack that I had to respond to. Bro, say what you got to say, whatever it is. Because we disagree on ideas. We disagree on, and not even, believe it or not as many as you would probably think we do. When Wyatt and I talk, like when we first started doing The King and I, a few people were like, y'all agreeing on everything. And I'm like, you find out when you talk to people that you agree with them. Well, some people, depending on who it is, you agree with them more than you disagree with them. And so I say that to say, Wyatt, come for me, man. Come at me. It's all right. To me, I look at it like an old school rap battle. Back in the day, the rappers would, go at each other. And then it was his turn and then he would go at him. But when it was all said and done, wasn't none of it like, I hate you. It was like, hey, you came for me. It is what it is. We battled each other. So when you come for me, Wyatt, don't temper it like, oh, I'm not trying to sound like I'm attacking him. I know you not, personally attacking me. So it's cool. Don't hold back. Because then I get to, kind of counterpoint or whatever. It's all good. But what I want to do is, and the reason why I believe that this back and forth that we've had and other people have had with regard to these political parties, the reason that I believe it's good is because whether anybody else see this, I see the conversation changing, which is where the conversation in my mind should be. The conversation is kind of changing to where the conversation should be. See, I don't like the conversation being, oh, why are you a Democrat? Well, why are you a Republican? Well, the Democrats are bad. Well, the Republicans are bad. When we all know they all bad, right? Now, okay, granted, I think the Republican Party is a hate group. And you can say, I think that for, my emotional reasons, whatever. But I think any reasonable person can look and see what Republicans say and what Republicans do, and you realize that a whole lot of it is motivated by hatred of some other group. And like I said, whether or not I agree with it, because I said something today about Black people being more conservative and living more conservative, and I agree. I was once accused of being a Republican. Not too long ago, I was once accused of being a Republican on the air. Like, everything you say is the stuff that the Republicans say. And I was like, yeah, but it's for different reasons. It's for different reasons. I talk about personal responsibility. Or I guess I should say, I've talked about personal responsibility. I mean it, though. I mean it. I've thought, you can run down some of the issues. Yes, I'm pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice. I'm not necessarily in the camp of, LGBTQ and all of that. I don't agree with it. But, that's your life. You do what you want to do. And, if what I believe is true, then you'll have to answer for it. And if what I believe ain't true, then you won't. But either way, it's your life. You get to choose it. If you run down a list of what Republicans believe and what I believe, I'm going to be, on the conservative tip, I'm going to be with the Republicans a lot more probably than I'm going to be with the Democrats. So the conversation, I would love it to not be, Democrats are bad. Democrats don't like you. Democrats this. Because then that makes me say, well, what are Republicans doing? They don't like your Black ass either. Well, let's just talk about the issues and not ascribe them to a party. Like that party owns whatever that issue is. And if everything that go wrong in, let's say CPS is the Democrats' fault, then heck, everything that go wrong in the entire education system in Ohio is the Republicans' fault. But that would be kind of nonsensical from my perspective. It's not. It's not. I don't blame Democrats when dudes get in a car and do a drive-by and kill somebody. So that's the Democrat. Where are your Democratic leaders? Where are your Republican leaders? Those dudes got in a car with weapons and shot into a crowd, killing a lady. The mayor didn't make them do that. The police chief didn't make them do that. The sheriff didn't make them do that. City council didn't make them do that. Hamilton County commissioners didn't make them do that. The business community didn't make them do that. They did that. So from my perspective, that's where let's move the conversation away. They both bad. The reason I keep bringing it up is because, y'all keep trying to shame people into, you want them to be ashamed of being a Democrat. Democrats realize the Democrats are bad. I'm not sure the same can be said for a whole lot of Republicans, but I would imagine it's possible. Talk about the issue. What is the issue? Whatever the issue is, what is the issue? Talk about that. We know they're all bad. They're all bad. They're all bad. Uh, Causing chaos in Lincoln's comment section is productive. I wasn't in Lincoln's comment section today. I wasn't in. No, I promise I wasn't. I didn't. Like I said, I listened to 15 minutes of Lincoln today, and then it was like, all right, let's get into this. And boom, phone was gone. But yeah, no, I look. I want Wyatt to come for me. I don't want you to be like, oh, this is my boy, and or this is my dude, and I know he's a good guy. And you don't even have to preface it with all of that stuff. You don't have to preface that, man. Whatever, like I put in your chat today, it don't matter if you attack me, from that perspective, we still gonna be cool. We still gonna be cool. And then I'm gonna attack you, or you know what I'm saying? Not you, but your idea. I might attack you a little bit. You are a little light skinned. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna attack you a little bit. I'm gonna attack you a little bit. What do that have to do with anything? Nothing. Just add a little spice to the attack on your ideas. That's it. It's just gonna add a little bit of spice to the attack on your ideas. When I disagree with you, which again, as we've well, I say this, when you and me and talked, I'm sorry, Janice. When we've had a discussion, and I know we agree on probably 85% of everything. But when we disagree, we disagree. And we might actually agree, but just agree for different reasons. You ain't gotta be like, I know Emanuel's a good guy and his heart is in the right. Nah. Come at me, bro. Come at me. And we gonna still be cool. That's it. I just wanna be clear about that. Everybody know I like a good fight. But here's the good in me. If I can pat myself on the back, I can't reach. So I had to do it verbally. Here's the good in me. My mind can be changed on just about everything. If you can show me where my thinking is wrong. Hadn't thought about that. Y'all know I've said that on this show. Even just people sending in comments. I've said it on this show. I hadn't thought about that. You might have a point. You might have a point. And then I go back and I think about it. That's what conversation is all about. That's what conversation is all about, at least from my perspective. I think that's what it's all about. I do want to talk a little bit about education. And I want to, because I keep hearing people talk about how big of a failure Cincinnati Public Schools is. And, okay, yeah, it does seem to be. It does seem to be. They graduate a fair amount of students. But a fair amount of students don't graduate. Their grades aren't, these state grades aren't, as great as maybe they should be. All right. But there are some things you have to take into account. All things aren't even. All things aren't even. If you look at, and I'm actually going to dive into the numbers. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do my best to really look at these numbers and maybe explain why it's not as easy for CPS to graduate the same people in the same amount, the same way, with the same numbers and all that kind of stuff as, say, Mason City schools. Because people love to compare CPS and other large urban districts to these smaller suburban districts. If they can do it, why can't CPS do it? It's not fair. It's not an even playing field. Even just from the standpoint of, look, we all know, I don't even know when the ruling came down, but the way Ohio funds its schools is unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. So you look at, let's say, Mason, right? And I think everybody thinks like, no, all the schools kind of spend the same amount per child for the school district. But that's not how it works. It's not like here is, I don't even know, here is $10,000 to spend on Jimmy. And then the school takes that $10,000 and they're like, Jimmy, what do you need? Because we got $10,000 for you. That's not the way that's kind of figured out. So real quick, I pulled up some numbers. And again, this was done in the 10 minutes before the show. Cause I drove in, I got here, I sat in this chair at like 3:18 or 19. It wasn't quite 3:20. And I was prepared to go on at 3:27. So in 7 to 8 minutes, I just pulled up some numbers real quick. Real quick. Somebody gonna be like, your numbers ain't correct. I'm pulling the numbers off of this site here, right? So according to Mason, fiscal year 2022, they had $132,765,536 to spend for 10,267 students. Somebody do the math on that for me per student. All right. 10,267 students. And their budget, according to this budget from, and this is from their website, so this is their information, $132,765,536. 132,765, 536. See, I don't have my writing utensils and everything down here. Somebody do the math on that for me. Oh, I'm getting irritated because, getting in here at the last minute is irritating because it don't give me enough time to do what I want to do. Somebody gonna do the math? Do I have to do the math? 132, 765, 536. Hold on, I gotta write this down. John says that's approximately 13,000 per student. All right, now let me look at CPS. I pulled theirs up too. If I can, did I find it right? Where is CPS? CPS. Oh, come on. I pulled up CPS's. Oh, this is irritating. Okay, here we go. School budget, 334,748. 334,343,748. I'll say that again. 334,343,748. Hold on, let me say this. I'm old and I don't have readers. I'm at the point where I actually need readers. I have to lean back to see this screen over here. All right. I need readers. And let me see. How many students? CPS. How many students? Oh, come on. I had all of this stuff pulled up. They say around 36,000. It doesn't give me the actual number of this, what I just pulled up. So we're going to say 36,000. 36,000. Hold on. Let me see. Do they give me the much more accurate number? I don't have a more accurate number. Somebody do the math on that for me. 334 343 748. That's approximately 9,300. I'm trusting your math, John, per student. 9,300 per student, right? And that seems significant. But then you got to take this into effect. Let me make sure I don't want to give out the wrong numbers on this either. Mason City Schools has 5 school buildings that they use. 5 school buildings. Cincinnati Public Schools has, oh, come on. 65 schools. Now, see, this is what you have to keep in mind. So that is less money per student. But again, the way that money is allocated, it's not here, Jim, here, little Jimmy, here is $9,300. What does little Jimmy need for $9,300? Oh, get him everything that he needs. There you go, little Jimmy. You got $9,300 worth of stuff. Now, as you can see, based on the budget and the average students, that's how you come up with that. This is the average per student. But how much do you think it costs to take care of 65 school buildings? I did say 65, didn't I? 65 schools. How much money do you think it takes as opposed to 5? My math, and I don't, this one I can do. This one I can do myself. You got 65 schools over here. You got 5 schools over here. That means this money is they got 60 more buildings to take care of, upkeep, utilities, all of that stuff, everything that goes with maintaining a building. They have 60 additional buildings that eat into some of little Jimmy's $9,300. Of course, they're going to have more teachers. Just when you think about it, it's not a level playing field. Mason may have less actual cash that comes in, but they got less to spend it on. So then to look at the education system, right, Janice says plus teachers and staff and utilities, etc. When you look at all of that stuff and you're like, well, how can Mason do it, but CPS can't do it? It's almost a whole different ball game. It's almost a different ball game. And a lot of the students in CPS are, lower income. And it's not Mason's fault, but their parents are probably going to be a lot more involved. CPS can't make parents be involved. But when you're dealing with parents, lower income, it's not CPS's fault either. It's not the board's fault. It's not the superintendent's fault. I don't think the Mason superintendent is going to every child's home like, hey, you need to get involved. Probably not. Probably not. Now, again, granted, these are just numbers I pulled off of a website. I went to Mason's website. I went to CPS website. These are just numbers I pulled off their website. But just them numbers in and of themselves don't tell the whole story. So comparing Mason City Schools with Cincinnati Public Schools, and like, well, why are they achieving at this level when they're only achieving at that level? My guess is, and this is just a guess, I don't know the dude or the woman who is the superintendent of Mason. Let me open another tab here. Pat Hamilton. He'll be the superintendent He's the superintendent of Mason City School District. My guess is if you throw Pat Hamilton and you say to him tomorrow, you're now the superintendent of Cincinnati Public School District, he gonna be like, whoa, hold on, what? What's going on? What? How do y'all manage this? Wait a minute. Y'all don't even have like significant busing to get y'all kids to school. Like we use yellow buses. They get our kids to school, because, and a lot of them, parents will just drop the kids off because financially they're able to do that. We don't have an issue with getting our kids to school. What y'all want me to do with that? It's not fair to compare them. It's just not fair. This one, oh, see, I'm so bad with names. What is her name? Laura Mitchell. Somebody said I have no sound. Oh, said my bad. Laura Mitchell. Laura Mitchell comes in like, hold on. How we getting the kids to school? Wait, y'all need me to come up with a plan to get the kids to school? Because before we can teach them anything, they kind of got to get there. And so we are struggling with a plan on getting our kids to school. So I have to take some time, a lot of time, to figure out what is our new plan to get kids to school. Before I even think about what we're going to teach them when they hear and how we going to budget this and how we going to do that, I have to consider how we going to get kids to school. That's plan one. The dude at Mason ain't got that problem. School board at Mason don't have that problem. Kids is getting to school like, hey, blink. No, the kids is here. How did they get here? We got bus service and, they got kids. And they got parents and, their parents are involved and they bring them to school and all that kind of stuff. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Ironetta Wright. My bad. Thank you. Ironetta Wright. Thank you, Carolyn. It did pull up the old name, but it's got the new picture. Ironetta Wright. Ironetta Wright, how we going to get the kids to school? I got to figure out getting them here. And what I say old boy name was? Pat. Pat, it is a man. Pat, like, kids is getting to school. This ain't no issue. Of course, the whole point that I'm making here, I think I've said it like 36 times. It's not fair to compare them. It's not fair to compare them. Because they're dealing with totally different situations. She's dealing with less money per student, with more responsibilities, more expenditures. So, of course, it's going to be a problem. That's not to say she's doing a great job or she's doing a bad job. That's not for me to make that determination. I don't know if she's doing a good job or a bad job. The things that I've seen from the few school board meetings that I've gone to, I don't have a child in CPS. So from the few school board meetings that I've gone to, she seemed to really be, to have a handle on at least the portions of what's going on that I heard her discuss. She seemed to. But I'm not there on a regular basis. I don't know all the inner workings of the school. But people always, CPS, and they don't care about the kids and this and this and that. I think they care about the kids. I think all of the I think all the teachers, most of the teachers, I think uh, the administrators, all of that kind of stuff, I think they care about the kids. I don't think though, this ain't gonna sound good. I don't think that can be top of mind though all the time. I don't think that can be top of mind all the time. I know somebody thinking, no, that should be the number one priority in everything you do. Ironetta is like, how are we gonna get the kids to school? We need to come up with a system that works to get as many kids to school on time as frequently as possible. She's got to think about the system to do that. I mean, yeah, you think about that in the context of the kids, but you got to think about what we gonna do. That's not a I love these kids or I hate these damn kids. That's a what can we do to get kids to they don't care about the kids. I'm trying to get kids to school. If these was black kids, if these was white kids, if these was rich kids, if these was poor kids in the same, situation where maybe parents can't take them or whatever, I got to get kids to school. Let's assume for a minute, Ironetta was like, I hate these damn kids. You know what? She still got to figure out how to get them to school. So it don't matter. She got to come up with the best plan. And I know she's reached out to a number of different sources, people who are experts in this field. Because I happen to be at that meeting and, kind of live stream portion of it. Where they had all of these presentations about the best ways to go about getting kids to school. And guess what? The way that I thought was probably the best, and I got the feeling that she thought was the best, I think she resigned herself to the fact that we can't do it that way. Because if we did it that way, it would be way too much of a shock to everybody. And, we would get complaints and it would be all kind of issues. You got to take all of that into consideration. And I don't remember exactly what it was about that particular plan. I want to say, and I could be very wrong, that they were talking about making the starting times much earlier. And she's like, I mean, that would, from a, functional kind of standpoint, if we did this, that would help solve a whole lot of our problem. But if we did this, then people ain't going for that. And people they're not going to go for it. We've already had complaints just talking about not even going that drastic. So she's balancing all of that stuff. She's balancing so much. And she's working with less. No, Emanuel, she got 3 times as much money as the other schools got. She's working with so much less. So is education the answer? One of the answers plaguing the community. Yes. Kids dropping out of school is a problem. It's a problem. Kids not making it to the 9th grade is a problem. It's a problem. Yes. I'm not 100% sure that comparing it to some of these other school districts is fair. It's just not fair. I saw Janice said something about people should have to. Hold on, let me see if I can find it and put it up here. Yeah, I know I get behind on these comments. Janice says everyone should have to spend some time working in the CPS Office of Transportation. Yikes. You would understand the enormity of its function. Yeah. I had a friend who was involved in CPS, and There was a threat of snow. The news people said it's gonna snow real bad, y'all. It's gonna snow real bad. It didn't snow at all. But CPS had closed the schools and it didn't snow. And people were complaining. Like they closed the schools, it didn't even snow. And so and so, I still had to go to work because it didn't snow, so I couldn't even call off work and blah blah blah. And so now what I'm gonna do with my kids and blah 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 blah. And people were upset about that. People were really upset. And I was a little like, what are y'all doing? And she said to me, look, E-Man. A lot of people actually call me that, E-Man. And I'm all right with it. I don't even know where it came from. She said, look, E-Man, there's so much that we have to think about when we're talking about canceling schools. And she was like, you put a kid out there and they waiting at a bus stop. We have to think about a lot of those kids, they don't have the appropriate coats and all that kind of stuff. They're out there in the freezing cold. Buses is getting stuck and they're just standing there in the cold and all of that kind of stuff. So, then if something happened, you got a 8-year-old, a 9-year-old out in, 10 degrees waiting for a bus that's stuck somewhere. Who gonna complain about that? Everybody. That's a health issue. We have to take all of that into consideration when we're thinking about canceling schools. How many kids is, potentially going to be stranded at a bus stop? If we say school goes on and then it snows like they said it was going to snow, and then buses get stuck and all that kind of stuff. Because buses get stuck. She ran down a few other things, and I was like, believe it or not, I didn't even think about that. Believe it or not, I just thought it didn't snow. Don't cancel schools. She said because she wasn't in, I guess, the transportation department. She said they put so much thought into everything that they're doing. And yes, they have to think about that stuff that we don't think about. We look out and we say it ain't no snow. Why ain't they in school? But they had to think about, what if it snow? What is that going to look like? I think she said they canceled early enough to hopefully give more parents the opportunity to make arrangements to take care of their kids that normally would be in school. Because all the forecasts were saying that. She's like, gone are the days of, I walked, 3 miles and 8 inches of snow up a hill to get to school. Those days are gone. I was like, wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. It's just, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not a fair comparison. Janice says on snow days, CPS must also collaborate with the business community because businesses are worried about their employees missing work if children are at home. Yeah. So again, I'm not here to say Ironetta is doing a fantastic job. I'm not here to say that. Because I don't know. I'm not, involved. I'm not in the inner workings of the school to see how she's managing all the pieces that she's managing. I don't know. But again, I imagine Pat Hamilton, who might be an amazing guy. He might be an amazing guy. But in my mind, Pat Hamilton comes into the same situation. What you think? Pat Hamilton gonna turn it around, and next year CPS is gonna be at the top of the list? Probably not. Probably not. He gonna have to deal with the same issues that Ironetta Wright had to deal with. But he loved the kids. Their school board, they love their children and they look out for the best interests of their children. They all do. They all do. I think, and again, I'm not going to say she getting a raw deal because I don't know. But some of the conversations that's been, going on surrounding school boards and superintendents and who's responsible and who cares about the children in the community and all of that kind of stuff, I don't know that it's all that fair. Look, you can replace all of the Democrats on Cincinnati school board with Republicans. Put in all conservative white men. There's a really good chance CPS is going to be right where they are still. Because that's not their issue. A lot of poor people or, under lower middle class to poor people in the district, parental involvement is low in the district. I mean, but look at, I hate to do it, but look at Walnut Hills. Walnut Hills. They excel. Part of it is the parental involvement. But they got more than just one high school to deal with. So a lot of it is some personal stuff and things going on in the city, financially. It's not fair. And I agree, education is a major issue. A major issue. With the violence going on in the community and the crime in the community and in the city. But who running? Who on CPS board? Democrats. It's the Democrats' fault. No. It's a whole lot of reasons. When we try to simplify this stuff, and boil it down to, is it the Democrats or is it the Republicans? You're almost always wrong. It's probably everything else and maybe a little bit of that. And again, because I see Nikki saying, to get the results people want, it needs to be a village approach and some. Like I said, and again, I don't remember the details because my brain don't necessarily work like that. I don't remember the details of the plan, but I think she had like 3 different plans and 3 different people did different proposals. And one proposal was broken up into like 3 different tiers. And one of the proposals, they were like, look, if we do this and we do this, you're going to have your best results. It's going to be the most difficult thing to do. And nobody's going to like it. Everybody's going to push back because it's the least practical, but it's the best thing to do. When you are put in a position where you like, okay, tell me what is the solution? And I tell you what the solution is. Here is the solution. Do this. And you look at me, because I mean, think about it. Even whatever issue you dealing with, just you personally. If you like, yo, E-Man, because people call me that. And if you like, yo, E-Man, I got this issue. Blase, 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 blase. And I'm like, here is your solution. And I give you like the harshest truth ever. Do this and it'll all work out. You like, oh, but I can't do that. I can't, I mean, that sound good and you're right. That would fix everything, but that's not practical. That's not practical. Sometimes the best solution is the one that's not practical. And it's like, we can't do the best solution. We got to figure out something else. So you're not going to solve CPS's problem. You're not going to solve the community's problem. You're not going to solve the city's crime problem. You're not going to solve this stuff overnight because nobody, very few people are willing to do what needs to be done. That's just the truth. Sure, you have some are already doing it. Whatever it is that needs to be done, some are already doing it. And what Nikki says there has to, it's a community issue. Like the village really got to get involved. But we know that's not going to happen. I mean, I'm just being honest. We know that's not going to happen. We know it. We can think it should. I'm being negative now. What you mean we know it's not going to happen? You want me to prove it? Here we go. I call for everyone to do what's right, to do what's in the best interest of your children. Nothing else. Just do what's in the best interest of your children. Everyone. I say it, so shall it be. And you know, really think about, you think that's happening right now because I said it? It's not gonna happen. Where are community leaders to come out against drive-by shootings? Do we really need, and this is a question, do we really need community leaders to come out against drive-by shootings? Do we really need community leaders to come out against drive-by shootings? Do we really think, I'm asking, any of y'all really think if the mayor held a press conference today and said no more drive-by shootings, stop, they would stop? We need our community leaders to come out against it. They're not listening to the mayor. Some of these guys don't even know. Ask them who's the mayor. Ask them. Who? I don't know. Ain't it that? I don't know. They don't know. So they're not going to listen to them when they come out. Ask them who's the city councilman or city council members. I don't know. Heck, you can ask half the adults that ain't doing nothing wrong, that's a little bit plugged in. They still ain't gonna know. I think one of them is Mallory. Ain't one of them Mallory? Delicious. Ain't she one of them? You talking about Alicia Reeves? Yeah. No. They don't know. They not gonna listen. Where's our community leaders? They wondering the same thing you wondering. What in the world can we do to stop this or slow it down? Where's the police chief? Why ain't the police chief came out and said something? Say what? Stop. If you don't stop, then we gonna arrest you if we catch you. They already know that. That's why they driving by and trying to get away, because they know, if they catch us, we gonna get arrested. They already know that. Oh, we need to tell them that it's wrong. They know it's wrong. That's why they do it in that way. So that they can do it and get away. So that they don't get caught doing what they already know is wrong. They know it's wrong. What are we waiting for the community leaders to come out and say or do? Won't you go out into the community and talk to them brothers? All right, Mr. Mayor. AFTAB. You go find out where the drive-by shooter is hanging out. The dude that's planning on doing the next drive-by shooting. Go find him and sit down and have a heart-to-heart with him. They'll just go to the community and You stand on the corner and just talk to people in general and tell them, don't be doing drive-by shooting. You know what tattoo face man gonna say? If anything, he gonna be like, who is you? I'm the mayor. Oh, okay. Let's assume the best to tattoo face man, right? So tattoo face man gonna say, who is you? He gonna say, I'm the mayor. He gonna sit down, he gonna talk to him, and he gonna listen to him. You think if tattoo face man plan on doing a drive-by later on that day, he gonna be like, nah, bro, we can't go do that drive-by. Why? Because I talked to what was his name? Aflac Two Ball. I talked to Aflac Two Ball, and he said no drive-by shootings. Sorry, I can't go with y'all. Aflac Two Ball going down there talking to the people ain't gonna change tattoo face man. He planned on doing a drive-by because somebody did something that in his mind they didn't have no business doing, and now he got to do something about it. And ain't nothing Aflac Two Ball gonna say to change that. It's just not. It's not. Would it hurt? I don't know that it would hurt. I don't know that it would hurt. But you really think that's gonna make a difference? If he can reach one person, if he can reach just one tattoo man. It ain't the Democrats. It ain't the Republicans. It ain't the city leaders. It ain't the community leaders. It ain't the school district. It ain't the superintendent. It ain't. People got to make better decisions. And until people start making better decisions with their life, this is where we going to be. This is where we going to be. What is going on? What is happening? Why are these people doing this? I don't know. Ask them. Ask them. It's a million reasons probably why they doing it. Yeah, I'm sure some of it is gang related. I'm sure some of it is just retaliation for other stuff. Some of it is just uh uh the mind of somebody who ain't got nothing better to do, and they think it's, this is the life to live. This is the way that you know what I'm saying, conduct yourself, and this is how you I don't know. I don't know. Y'all, I ain't got the answers. I keep telling you I ain't got the answers, but I can tell you that y'all ain't got the answers either. I can do that. It's not a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. Let me say this, because a lot of people look. I think I'm about done with this because I want to move on to something else. If you black and you're Republican, more power to you. More power to you. And I hope you get whatever it is that you're looking for. Proudly pronouncing, I'm black Republican. Good. I hope you get everything out of that party or out of whatever it is that you get from making such a grand pronouncement, and that your life is great. And I'm not saying that even to be sarcastic. I do. I don't think you a sellout. I don't think you a C word. I don't think you none of that stuff. I think you're an individual who made a decision about, your political leanings. But leave people alone who don't agree with you. Yes, people do attack black Republicans. I think some of that is same reason like some people don't like LeBron James. How are you tying those two together? Look, one of the reasons I don't like, yeah, he, poses the gorilla. All right. But I would have probably let that go a long time ago. If the LeBron James fans wasn't so annoying. You can't say that he's not the greatest of all time. If you say, man, the dude is good, he's, top 5. They mad at you because you didn't say he number 1. And now you a hater because you didn't say he number 1. Like you got to be 100% in their camp. Otherwise, you're a hater. And that makes me, whether fairly or unfairly, not like LeBron James. It's kind of the same with the black Republicans. Okay, you made a decision to go be a Republican or, whatever. The decision you made is to be a Republican. Okay, cool. But if I'm not a Republican, then I'm on a plantation and stop it. You do you. You do you. And so that's why people will not like black Republicans. Because they do the same thing. So, yeah, you tell me I'm on a plantation, I'm calling you a sellout. It becomes toxic. How about you just put on your MAGA hat, go to your rally, stand next to the Klansmen, link arms, sing Kumbaya, and get the fuck out of there before it get dark because they might hang your ass. And then just let that be that. I won't criticize you. Kind of like the same thing. If I was some hardcore Democrat, I would go to the rally, link arms with the KKK dude next to me, sing Kumbaya, and then get the fuck out of there before it turned dark, before they hang my ass. You ain't no better than a black Democrat. You're a little more novel, but not better. You don't see the world in some way that everybody else can't see it. My eyes is open. I'm not stuck on the Democratic plantation where they didn't stop it. You're a Republican. That's it. All right. Now can I move on? I saw Ben said something. I was kind of looking for it, but I don't see it no more. Oh, there it is. He says, get off the fence. See, he's y'all problem. Black Republicans, he is y'all problem. And ain't it crazy how they can say both parties is two wings of the same bird, but you on the Democratic wing, and and then when you say they both bad, and no, get off the fence. Oh, you want me to come over to one bad side? Your bad side is better than my bad side. They both bad. That's not being on the fence. That's being real. Democrats don't love black people. Republicans, I don't even think like black people. But either way you look at it, Republican, Democrat, either way, them hoes ain't loyal. They care about themselves and what they can get from you. That's it. That's it. All right, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And don't try to draw me back in. Don't try to draw me back in. Because I want to talk about Carlethia Nicole Russell. I want to talk about Carlethia Nicole Russell. Y'all all know. The story is, and I am saying the story is, she was rolling, minding her own business, on the highway. She called 911, told the dispatcher she saw a toddler walking on the side of the interstate. Apparently, she called somebody else. She pulled over. She I guess is interacting with the child. Somebody pull up. They hear some scuffling. Yeah. She disappeared. Her phone is there. Her car is there. Her wig is there. I don't know why they had to bring up the wig. Her wig is there, but no Carlethia. I got about 75 people, post this, post this. She's missing. We got to find her. She's missing. We got to find her. I'm like, oh my goodness. She's missing. I hope they find her. I'm not in Alabama. So there's a really good chance I'm not going to find her. I have to be honest. I wasn't looking for Carlethia. I wasn't looking. I did, real quick. The first time I saw it, real quick, I said, I hope they find her. That was really about it. I didn't do like a formal prayer. I didn't even do like a formal prayer. I was just like, I hope they find her. Well, apparently she came home. She came home. She just walked in. She walked in the house and she was like, I'm here. Hello. They kidnapped me. I got away. What? What? And they say she just came home. She just came home. Am I the only person that seems really weird to? She just came home. Look, I hope it's that simple. I hope it's weird to say this. It's not going to sound good. I hope she got kidnapped and fought like hell and escaped and figured out where she was and walked home unscathed. Walked in the house and said, honey, I'm home. It's her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is doing a lot of the talking. Like, she home, y'all. She home. We took her to the hospital. That was the last I heard. I hadn't heard an update since she's home and we took her to the hospital. I hadn't heard the police come out and say, we're tracking down some leads. I haven't heard the police come out and say, we don't believe her story, or, she was sexually assaulted and she's showing signs of a struggle. Nothing. And it all seems weird to me. Now, I'll tell you the first place my mind went. She went somewhere with her side piece, boyfriend. She wanted to go. They planned on going somewhere, and she went out with her boyfriend, the side piece boyfriend, not the main boyfriend. But I don't know if that's true. She didn't want to get caught. She didn't want her boyfriend or, whoever to think she was cheating. We don't have audio of her struggling, the audio of the abduction. We don't have that because that was somebody else who didn't record it. So it might be a couple people involved, her and whoever she supposedly or allegedly or maybe did call before the abduction. I'm not calling it. Not doing it. But it seems really weird. As somebody once said, it don't pass the smell test. It don't pass the smell test. And if it was, you know what I'm saying, some side D, she can't just come out and tell her boyfriend now, like, yeah, I was out getting some side D. Yeah, it's a national story now. Maybe if you would have just, and it was just her and him, then she could have came out and said, look, it was some, I'm 25. You ain't doing what I think you should be doing in the bed. I went and got some side D. You know what I'm saying? He picked me up on Thursday and now I'm home. You know what I'm saying? She can't say that now. She can't say that now. There's no way she can say that now. She will probably be charged with something. And if not her, then her friend or her relative or whoever it was she called. I don't remember who it was that she called. They'll be charged with something if she just come out and say it's some side D. Can I just say this? On the off chance that it was some side D. On the off chance, and I'm not saying that it was. I am not saying that it was. Hold on, before I say that, let me just say, thank God that she found safe. Period. No matter what it was. No matter what it was. If it was side D, if it was an abduction, whatever. Let me just say, thank God she's home safe. But on the off chance that it was some side D, ladies, you ain't got to go through all that for some side D. You really got to go through all of that. Just say, we taking a break. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know dudes. And I don't know. I don't know because I don't know all the dudes out there. But I don't know dudes who like, well, apparently, because what's his name did have an issue with the whole Usher thing. But let me just say, if you were a reasonable dude, if Mrs. Livingston came right now, like right now, I would have to tell her I'm on the air. Can we talk afterwards? But then afterwards, she said, look, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the way you sling D. I want some other D. I would be first shocked, like, what's wrong with my D? You know what I'm saying? That would be question number one. Forget all that other stuff. Either we gonna stay together or we ain't. But I got to know what's wrong with the D and how can I make it better? If not for you, but the next B, I need good D right here. I got to be slinging good D. All right. So that's one. That's first. I need to know what is wrong with the D. Oh, we talk about all that other stuff later. What is wrong with the D? That's number one. But number two, I would say, oh, that makes me sad. That makes me sad. But look, I want you to be happy. You got to do what you got to do. If this means we got to break up, we got to break up. I hope you find what you're looking for. That's pretty much the whole conversation. Who get the house? No, I already know who get the house. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The woman always gets the house. You know what I'm saying? Give me a minute. Let me grab my stuff. Let me get out your hair. We'll figure all the rest of it out later. I want you happy. I still love you. And that'll be that. Mrs. Livingston don't have to abandon her car on the side of the highway, leave her phone, her wig, her glasses, and pretend to find a stray toddler and get kidnapped to get some more different D. Just tell me it ain't, you know what I'm saying? This D ain't good for you. Just tell me. They probably digitally enhanced the expressway cam and given her enough rope to tie herself in a pink fluffy bow. Yes. Yes. Because look, y'all really do have to understand. There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras. That's why I don't be understanding when something happened and they be like, oh, we ain't got no. How? How? There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. Just tell me. Look, my ego is whatever, strong enough, whatever to handle it. This D ain't the D for you, but I've got plenty of compliments on this D. So I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. You don't have to come up with no big scheme. You don't need to do that. So I feel bad for her, no matter which way this turn out. Either one of two things. Either she just experienced a horrible, heinous experience. And she got to live with that for the rest of her life. Or she's about to experience a horrible, heinous experience that she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life. One of them two things is true. Because if she wasn't kidnapped, they going to find out. And some bad stuff is about to happen to her. And for that reason, I want it to be the first one. As crazy as that sounds, I want that woman to have been kidnapped. I don't want to think that she played with all of y'all emotions. Since what, Thursday? Yep, you're right, Angela. She gonna have to deal with it. She gonna have to deal with it. But I mean, I'm not sure that she. Well, yeah, because she did call 911. Unless she can prove it was an actual kid walking on the highway. Because I believe, according to the report, that's what she told 911. Or was it? Hold on. Yeah, she called 911, told the dispatcher she saw a child on the side of Interstate 459 South. After the call, she stopped her vehicle to check on the toddler and called a family member who lost contact with her. So if she can prove she saw a child on the side of the highway, she's safe. No matter what she did afterwards, she's safe. I don't know that she's going to be able to prove that if it didn't actually happen. Then they'll get the so-called family member for inducing panic if the family member knew she was just out getting some side D. Jack says, why are we discussing this as if it's a matter of fact that she is lying? Who said it's a matter of fact that she's lying? I don't know what y'all hear. I don't know what y'all hear. Didn't I say, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't say it. I said, I don't know what happened. I hope, as horrible as this sounds, she was actually kidnapped. That's me saying, maybe you didn't understand what that means. That means I hope she was actually telling the truth. I hope she's actually telling the truth, because I don't know. I didn't think, though, that I actually had to say it like that, because I thought most people would understand that I'm saying, when I give both scenarios as being potentially true, that most people would understand that I'm saying she could be telling the truth, or she could not. But And it's okay. I understand. I understand. You didn't understand, but I'm not talking about it as if it's a fact that she's lying. It means you just actually rambling, bro. You be thinking you more intelligent than you really are. If you say so. If you say so, I think everybody but you understood that. That doesn't make me intelligent. It says something about you. I'm not gonna say what it say about you. Then you probably won't know because you can't figure stuff out. Oh boy, what be wrong with y'all? What be wrong with y'all? Why y'all like to try to pick on me? Why? I ain't did nothing to nobody. Oh, what was the other story? There was another story that I saw. Oh, y'all know I love getting attacked. Right, because you're more intelligent than everybody else. That's why you ain't got a job. I do have a job. That's why I be missing the show a lot of the times, because I have a job. But if you want to believe I don't have a job, that's cool. But I'm not the one who said that I'm more intelligent than anyone. As a matter of fact, I'm the one who said I understood what I was saying. And like, I think literally everybody else on the live stream understood that I was saying either could be true. Literally everybody except you understood that. And you choose what that says about you. I'm not going to choose it. I'm not going to say it. I know what I think. But if literally everybody understands except one person, how is it my fault? How is it my fault? Uh, Understood it. You just rambling too damn long on it. Move on. You didn't understand it because you clearly said that I'm talking about it as if it is a fact, which I was the fact that she was lying, which I clearly wasn't doing, which means you clearly didn't understand. There's nothing wrong with not understanding. Admit it, and you move on. Todd says, how could she fabricate her story? Has it been proven that she reported herself missing? Wasn't she on the phone with someone who heard her screaming on the other end of the call? Um, she could have fabricated the story by her calling 911. And this is according to the report. She called 911 and she got off the phone with 911. And then she called a family member. And the family member says that they heard something. And then they found her car, her wig, her phone, and she wasn't there. So she could have called 911 saying that she saw a toddler when there was no toddler. She could have had someone else pick her up and called her relative and had her relative say that she heard somebody kidnap her. Just a possibility. Just a possibility. I'm sorry, I have to say it, at least for Jack. I'm not stating that that is what happened. I am just stating that that is a potential theory of what could have happened. That's it. And you say, wasn't she on the phone with someone who heard her screaming on the other side of the car? People lie to cover for other people. Again, I'm not saying that she did lie, Jack. I'm saying that it is possible for a person who wants to help you cover if you're doing something you don't have any business doing. It's possible to find someone who would be willing to lie. It's possible. But Jack, not to say that she did. It's possible that whole story was still true. I have to say all of that because Jack still think. Oh boy. It's unbelievable. And who will believe you? You don't even like chicken with bones in it. Okay, I'm not even sure what that means. I don't know what that means. But if you say so. But for real, for you to use that particular scenario is a bit jaded. Why that one? I just said that was one of the particular options that it could have been. Let's say, Jack, for the sake of argument, which I have to clarify, that means that we don't accept this necessarily as true, but to move on past it, to use that as the premise for this particular portion of the discussion, not necessarily accepting it as an actual fact. I hope you understood that. But let's say, for the sake of argument, it was fabricated, right? For the sake of argument, let's say it was fabricated. There wasn't no kid on the side of the road. She wasn't kidnapped. What are the other reasons why she would fabricate such a story and then come home, 2-3 days later? What are the other reasons that she would do that? Help me understand. Janice? Mary says side piece. That was one reason. That was the first scenario that popped into my mind when I'm like, ooh, this might not be true. This don't pass the smell test. What are some other reasons? Some other reasons. You do well. And then boom, you done pissed somebody clean off. I didn't do nothing to Jack. I didn't do nothing to Jack. Nothing. Maybe Jack having a bad day today. And he just decided, oh, I need some attention. So let me say something. Because people know that's the easiest way to get my attention. Be a hater for a minute, and then you'll get my attention. But then it get old, and then you lose it. So I don't know. I don't know, Tria. Let me answer this call. Fame.
Actually, this is Bay O Wolf.
All right. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I think the woman is. I like to call her Tawana Brawley, because that's what she's giving right now. I think she's an a habitual liar and an unconscionable asshole for going, putting the nation through this, and nothing has happened to her. She was probably out messing around with her dude and wanted a weekend getaway, and needed a reason to go do it, because dude was probably like, "Come on, I already booked the tickets. It's on. I already booked the room."
Look,
you know what I mean?
That was kind of, like I said, that was my first thought. Just because, again, the idea of the way everything supposedly went down, and then for you to just come home, like just to walk home from wherever
like
you were.
Happened.
Right. It doesn't, as somebody, it doesn't pass the smell test, but it just doesn't.
I mean, it could have. Stranger things have happened, but like I said, you just don't get away from kidnappers like that. And there's no press conference, nothing, announcing who the kidnappers were, what they look like, anything. We have nothing for the police, nothing. This clearly doesn't pass the smell test. This woman is unconscionable with this, and she needs to be dealt with. Inducing panic, something. Because all of Black America was like, oh, we're thinking, she's been kidnapped like Emmett Till or something. Thinking the worst. And all of a sudden, she just wanted to go kick it with the other nigga. You understand?
Yeah.
And And I know you're coming to the end of the show. I just want to say this. I heard something about you that was I found rather disappointing and unbecoming.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, you had shitted on Drop Squad on the Wyatt show.
What I do to that person, him?
Drop Squad 52. You know, I don't know. You had said so. You made like a horrible comment about him on the Wyatt show.
All
And
I
I just
said,
thought that
hold
was
on.
very distasteful.
All I said was that I haven't even said nothing, and he all on my nuts. Like I turn on,
All
and
you should have said
and
was,
I haven't
"Thank you
said
for
a
your
word.
service, Mr. Drop
And
Squad."
this dude
All you
is
should have said was,
all on
"No,
my nuts. Like Emmanuel this,
no."
Emmanuel that. I'm like,
All you
I
should have
don't
said was,
even
"Thank you
know
for your
your
service, Mr.
name.
Drop Squad."
What
He
service?
is a retired military. He served his country for your black ass, and he
Oh,
deserves your respect.
did he? Does he? Does he?
Yes, he deserves your respect.
Okay. If you say so, I don't see it that way. But if you say so, then I'll accept that that's what you believe.
Well, he wouldn't fault for your freedom
He
to
didn't.
come on these records and talk breezy.
I don't know that he went and fought. What did he do? Where did he fight?
Well, he signed up to fight just in case they sent him. He knew it was a possibility. I don't know if he actually was toting guns or nothing, you know, but he signed up in case they needed him too.
Look, I don't know him. I don't know if he was actually in the military. Anybody can say they was in the military. It don't make it true. He says a lot of things that aren't factually accurate, and that might be one of them.
Now you question the man's military record.
Do you know him? Do you know him personally?
No, I don't know him personally. Have you talked to him and met him and talked to him in public? Been on his podcast.
Right. So have you seen any proof that he was actually in the military?
I want to say he showed us on another platform once some pictures of him in his, as a leatherneck.
He showed you pictures of him doing what?
As a leatherneck, like his Marine dress blues and things like that.
You know you can get costumes for that, right?
No, it was other. I want to say it was. It put like this: if there was like 3 other people in there, they were all dressed as Marines fronting, then they some weirdo.
If you say so, look, I don't know him. I'm glad you believe him. I don't know him. I've never heard him say that. And either way you go with it, I tuned in. I hadn't said anything on the show. I hadn't been there, anything. I tuned in. He was running his mouth about me and basically begging white people to call him the N-word. I'm going to say that that's what's happening. And if he don't like it, too bad. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, but too bad.
That's absolutely deplorable that you would have that stance. For somebody who supported you since day one.
Hey.
I supported you when you was on commercial radio. This is why I like your podcast, because you don't take things too serious, because you were a professional at one point. You know how to take things serious.
I don't know that dude.
If somebody disagrees with you, to take it with a grain of salt. I think that's a very deplorable take by such a young man.
What? Hold on. What's deplorable about it?
It's just everything.
Hold on. Okay, let me.
You don't like what I say? F you too, nigga.
Hold on.
You don't like my show either, nigga?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Damn.
Was he from, with no prompting from me, was he all on my nuts?
I did not see the thing, but I can relate to people being all on your nuts, because they be all on mine saying shit that I ain't saying.
He was. And was he on there all but begging white people to call him an N-word?
Like I said, I didn't see the particular show, but when he said that had happened, I became infuriated. Like, how dare Emanuel?
Hold on, were you listening to what he was saying at that moment? Because that's what he was saying. He was here.
All I heard was he said that on the Wyatt show, Emanuel came in and shitted on me, and I said, "No, we can't do this to a Marine."
Hold on, here was the conversation. Here was the conversation that happened. That, remember the dude up in Congress who called black people colored people? It happened a few days ago. If you don't remember,
I didn't see that.
It was a congressman. He called black people colored people. He came on the air to say, what's wrong with calling people colored people? Ain't nothing wrong with that. And as a matter of fact, they used to call us N's. He actually said the N word, and he said, ain't nothing wrong with that either. I would rather be called any of that than to be called black or African American, because Jesse Jackson made that up, or to be called a person of color, because they didn't come up with that term until Barack Obama got in office. So he would rather be called a colored person or a N word. He said that.
Well, how old was this Politico that said this?
Oh, I don't remember. He's a young guy. But young, I think he's a
Oh,
freshman. No, he's a freshman congressman, but I don't think he's a young guy. But I don't remember. I don't remember his age.
So he's probably one of these people that's heard different changes of how to call black people, and he's probably thinking of one to like just not to infuriate people. You know, I mean,
That's
because
fine.
Ebonics has been called several things before.
I'm not here bashing the guy who called black people colored people, and I'm not here defending him. I'm explaining to you that this drop dude was on there basically saying that he would prefer to be called a colored person or a N-word to being a black man or an African American man.
Like I said, I didn't hear the issue. I just know that you shitted on him, and he deserves more than that. He deserves better than that from you.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're a fine gentleman. You're a fine gentleman. You're a fine gentleman, and you know I was just flabbergasted when I heard that you would treat somebody like that.
Oh well,
I was quite disgusted. Like, wow, Emanuel,
I don't know what to tell you. Fame, if you tell me that you would rather have white people refer to you as colored or an N-word over a black man or an African American man, I'm going to probably say something equally offensive about you.
As I said at the beginning of the phone call, this is not Fame. My name is Bay O Wolf. BAEO. Wolf.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind. All right. Is that
all
it?
Right. Hey, it's been real. It's been real. I had fun. We'll try this again someday again, Emanuel. Oh!
Oh my goodness. That's Fame. That is Fame. Oh boy. Emanuel stay essing and farting on people. That's what the man said. I thought that was horrible. And I didn't even call him a name for saying it. All I said was, this dude is basically begging to be called the N-word. He wants white people to call him the N-word. That's it. I didn't call him a sellout or a C-word or any of that kind of stuff. I just basically stated that that's what he's doing. Because it was. That's what he was doing. But I guess you can't tell the people the truth. You can't tell people the truth. Janice says, that's such a nasty saying. On my nuts. I hate to even think of the smell test that would have to pass. Hey, my nuts smell pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I shower up. You know what I'm saying? Put stuff down there, keep the moisture away. Pretty decent smelling nuts, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Oh boy. Drop has said worse, Emanuel. Continue to listen and you'll see and hear. Well, because I didn't get to tune in until late. And when I tuned in, Wyatt said, all right, we have a caller. And he was, drop 90, whatever. It was him. What is his name? Somebody tell me his name. Tell me his name. I'm horrible with names. And I'm saying it, and I know it sounds disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I really don't remember his name. Somebody tell me drop 52. So, and it was drop 52 and drop squad. There you go. Drop squad 52. And he was saying stuff about me. And I'm like, what? I haven't even been on the show. I don't know what Wyatt said before I got there, but I'm like, dang, this dude is going in on me, and I ain't even said nothing. So no, I didn't owe him no respect. Although I don't have any hatred for him or anything like that. I have no hatred for him or anything. I don't know him well enough to, hate him. If I hate you, which I can't think of anybody to actually hate. If I hate you, I'm hating you for a reason. I'm hating you for a reason. Not just because you're there. Let's see. Y'all, I think that's about it. My time is about up. I got to get out of here. I got stuff to do. It's Monday. This is like my only, well, I think this is like my only half off day. Mondays is a day where, I go to work, I come do the show, and then I get to do whatever it is that I want to do. On Tuesdays, I have obligations after the show. Wednesdays, obligations after the show. Thursdays, obligations after the show. Fridays, obligations after the show. Saturdays, I got obligations galore. And on Sundays, I have obligations almost all day. So on Monday is the day that once this show ends, I get to sit down and relax. And I like to take that time to watch wrestling. I do. I like to take that time to watch wrestling. Other than that, y'all, I don't really have anything. Anybody else? Jay says good evening. Good evening, Jay. Good evening. Anybody else have anything? Anybody else have anything? Anybody else have anything to discuss? All hearts and minds are clear. Everybody stand up. That's how they did it in church. I can't get that out of my head. All right, all hearts and minds are clear. Look, enjoy the rest of your day. Be kind to one another. Be kind to one another. I think that's about it. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Hope something amazing happens to you. By amazing, I mean good. That changes your life in a positive way. All right? Till next time. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.